Good morning, fourth grade. Today we are going to be adding to our science journal. Please take the next 2 minutes to update your journal. We are adding the date 2-24 and our entry is environment vocabulary, and we're going to add it on page 32. Add this to your journal table of contents, page 2, now. Now that you have set up your science journal, we can begin discussing about different Earth environments. In this unit, we are going to be exploring the different environments on the Earth and what different animals can be found in these environments and what they need in order to survive. I'm going to ask you to please turn your science journal to page 32 so we can begin adding our vocabulary about environment. On page 32, you want to title it Environment Vocabulary. And the first word that we are going to add is environment. What is an environment? Well, an environment is everything from like air, water, and all the different organisms that surround and influence each other organisms. I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes to add environment into your journal. Now that you have added environment into your journal, let's look at this one example of an environment. This example here is a desert. A desert is an environment on our planet Earth. A desert is a very hot and dry environment, but even though it's hot and dry, there are still many different organisms that make a home in a desert. Can you share an example of an organism that we can find in a desert? Our second environment is a rainforest. A rainforest is the opposite of a desert. A rainforest has warm temperatures and can be and often has lots of rain. There are a lot of different organisms that also live in a rainforest. A rainforest is an environment. Can you share an example of an organism we find in a rainforest? All right. Now let's move on to our second definition. We're talking about organisms, and you may be wondering, what is an organism? Well, an organism is any individual living thing. There are many different living things, and we will explore that next. But for right now, you will have 2 minutes to add the word organisms into your science journal on the vocabulary page. An organism is an individual living thing. Now let's move on to our next definition, which is living thing. Living things is exactly what it sounds like. Living things are all things that are alive. We know they are alive because they are able to move, grow, and change. Living things need air, water, and food. Some examples of living things are different animals like birds, monkeys, horses. Uh, Plants are living things, different plants and trees, and even people are living things. You will now have 3 minutes to add living things into your journal. Alright, let's move on to our final definition. Our next definition is non-living things. Non-living things are things that are not alive. These things do not move and they do not grow. They do not need air, water, or food. Some examples of non-living things are rocks, toys like cars or dolls, and tables. These are non-living things. Alright, you will now have 3 minutes to add non-living things into your science journal.